Priscilla is with us in Tampa, Florida. Hi, Priscilla. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. My question to you is, I know you talk a lot about when it comes to budgeting and your money, that you need to tell it where to go rather than wondering where it went.
Yes, ma'am.
At the end of the month. Would you say when it comes to goal setting that the same applies to time management, that it's important to tell your time where to go rather than wondering where it went?
For that matter, every aspect of your life, the more of it you do on purpose, the more of it you're going to have high quality at. In other words, if you're intentional like that about your marriage, or you're intentional about raising that baby that's sitting in your lap, or you're intentional about whatever, you're going to set specific measurements by which you say, I'm winning.
Okay.
And, if you want to run a marathon, then that'd be winning. You complete the marathon. You do the training and the steps to get there. But the goal has a very specific thing. I mean, you get this child, and specifically I wanted ours to leave and stay gone until they brought back grandbabies. And so I wanted to raise children that could become adults, not just be good children. And be critical thinking skills and so forth. So you set goals in every area of your life. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to measure with math, but it's something that you can do very easily.
Okay. How do you stick to it? What are good ways to stick to those goals, or stick to the budget, or stick to those things?
There's really two things that motivate us and we're all pretty much that way, and it's old basic psychology 101, and it's pain and pleasure. The pain that happens if I don't stick to it, if I don't stick to my diet, I end up severely overweight and on the operating table having a biscuitectomy in my heart, and because of too many biscuits. So if I don't stick to it, I get pain. Right? If I don't take care of my marriage, I get pain, called marital problems. If I don't take care of if I don't spend time, pay attention to these kids, they end up, being taken care of by somebody else. I get pain in the rehab center or something like that. And so when you get pain as one motivator, is your why. So what happens when you don't manage your time? Well, I feel disorganized. I feel frustrated. My stress level goes up, and I'm working on the wrong things. I end up spending time on stupid things, and then I have an emotional hangover called regret, right? And then the pleasure side is, when I do this right, I feel so much better. When I do this right with money, I have money. When I manage the time right, wow, I have this sense of accomplishment. I have this sense of I am achieving, I'm doing the right things with every hour to squeeze the zest out of this life that I can. And I'm going to play hard, I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to do it intentional. Even when I'm relaxing, I'm going to do that on purpose. I'm going to budget an hour to sit on the back porch with a cup of coffee and prayer time with my Bible in my lap. I'm going to budget that in my time budget. So pain and pleasure are what motivate me. What about you?
You're absolutely right. I guess I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I would agree that it would be that. Yeah.
And so, the thing is that one of the things I wrote in the early book, and it's really a bad phrase, but I still like it, and I get quoted on it, but it's poorly worded. But only when the pain of same exceeds the pain of change will you change. If only the pain of where you're sitting is big enough. And, so when people call me and go like, I'm ready to get out of debt, that's because they got disgusted with where they are enough to go through. I mean, the pain of sitting in the debt is greater than the pain it takes to sell stuff and work an extra job and get on a budget to get out of debt. Now they're ready to change. But only then do we change. Very seldom do we just rise up and change. Sometimes we do, but that's the most noble parts of ourselves when we're able to do that. Most of the time, it's like pain kicks your butt, and you go, I am so sick of being frustrated and stressed out. I'm going to manage my time. I am so sick of feeling fat. I'm going to back away from the chocolate chip cookies. That's me talking to me right there. And so, I'm so sick of ... I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've had it. Les Brown, the great motivator, says that phrase, and he says, when you do that, when you have that I've had it moment, when the pain of where you are, the pain of same, exceeds the pain of change, only then will you change. You have an I've had it moment. That's a wonderful question. Thank you, Priscilla. Appreciate you bringing that up. And then when you set the goals, folks, we'll take that a step further past her question. When you set the goals, you start asking yourself, what has to be true about my life that's not true now for me to get to be one of those, to do one of those things? What has to be true? When we started having kids, I started realizing I don't know how to raise kids. They didn't come with a manual. They didn't have me a manual how to work on these little critters. And so I had to read all the manuals. I started reading parenting books left and right. Started listening to Focus on the Family so I could focus on my family and all that kind of stuff. And so you have to learn. You have to learn what has to be true. I have to know something that I don't know today in order to be something tomorrow that I'm not today. And have things tomorrow that I don't have today in my life.